What's going on, everyone? Hopefully everyone is keeping safe, staying healthy. Hopefully if you had to take a COVID test, you tested negative. If you did not test negative and you tested positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Pandemic Update. That's right, it's Friday. You've made it through another week. If you're here watching this video, that means you survived this week, and hopefully it was an easy one for you to get through. Alrighty, starting off today with India. India has added another 51 fresh coronavirus cases and just one death today. Their total deaths are at 531,902, with again just one new death there today. Some good news. Moderna has filed for FDA approval of updated COVID vaccine for the fall, and this one is going to target the Omicron XBB.1.5 variant. While that's great, they're going to do an update. I'll show you why there could be problems with that later into the video. Or if you already saw the variant update video, you know there's a lot of different variants. And quite frankly, what we really need at this point is something that would work for every variant and future variants. And unfortunately, we don't have that. Novavax may be the closest thing to that. And I know a lot of people are starting to opt for the Novavax. The more COVID cautious community people are rather choosing Novavax, and that's fine too. As long as you get a booster, that's fine. Alright, moving on to this. This is really concerning. Just in from Poland. This was just an hour ago. Poland is investigating a bird flu outbreak among cats, and they're saying that dozens of cats have tested positive for, yes, H5N1. It's not the first time we've seen H5N1 in cats, but Poland has now joined the party. Poland's Veterinary Research Institute says a number of cats have tested positive for H5N1 bird flu. Moving on to Walgreens, the national positivity this week is 24.8%. The prior week was 22.8%. That's a difference of up 2%. Total test 1,961. Prior week was 2,286. So yes, as you know, testing is down. New Jersey this week was at 33.3% versus 23.6% last week. That's a difference of up 9.7%. That was really bad, but testing was down, but at the same time, it's a combination of both, because cases were up, or at least the positivity was up the prior week with increased testing, and testing dropped this week, but you know what? The positivity is still on its journey upward. Missouri this week, 5.6% positivity. Prior week was 10%. That's a difference of down 4.4%. Total test 18 versus 30. And we'll just do one more state. How about Washington this week? 22.9% positivity. 25% the prior week. That's down by 2.1%. 48 tests, which is an increase. 48 tests versus 28 tests the prior week. BioBot, Wastewater, does show, it will come up here, BioBot does show that there is a drop in wastewater. Remember, the Northeast was starting to rise. It's dropping there now. The only place that is kind of level would be the Southeast states right now. And we would expect that this time of year. In fact, we would expect to see the Southeast rising soon. Maybe it's after 4th of July that starts happening. Just guessing. Alright, moving on to this. We did get an update from the CDC wastewater site. The new wastewater update video will be Sunday morning. New sites. There's 116 of them. 0 through 19% of COVID being detected in wastewater is at 787 sites. 20 to 39% is at 344 sites. 40 to 59% is at 114 sites. 60 to 79% is at 17 sites. 80% to 100%, that's red, that's bad. There are now 5 sites, and it looks like I still see a few up here in New York State. There's one out here in Wyoming. So yes, it is getting relatively concerning, and I do see one that is in North Carolina as well. Again, it's only 5 sites, but the fact it increased, hey, it's something. We'd rather see it decrease, so increase is never a good thing. Alright, if you did not see the variant update this morning, here's the latest variant proportions here. It's pretty much the variant soup that we've been watching. It's gotten even more confusing. There's a whole bunch of more variants that have been added, and thus the reason why I was saying they're putting out a new updated vaccine for XBB.1.5, that's fine, but XBB.1.5 is shrinking, and these other variants a lot of them are gaining ground. Here's the latest numbers. XBB.1.5, 27%. XBB.1.16, 19.9%, XBB.1.92, 13%, XBB.1.91, 11.4%, XBB.2.3, 10.6%, XBB.1.16.1, 9.5%, EU 1.1, 1.7%, FE 1.1, 1.6%, XBB 1.5, 0.68, 1.4%, XBB 151, 1.2%, XBB 1.5, 0.10, 1.2%. And then you have several others that are below 1%. And yes, the very old, BA 0.2, 0.12, 0.1 has shown its ugly head again. I don't know why that just randomly came back, but it did. Alright, moving on to this. We did have a change in emergency department visits this week, and a few more states have trended towards going upward. Alaska was one of them, with a substantial increase. Then you have a moderate increase in Kentucky, a moderate increase in West Virginia, a substantial increase in Maryland, and a moderate increase in Michigan. The rest of the country is either stable or dropping, or even significantly dropping. But again, that is an increase in the number of states. What is that? 5 states that are rising versus we only had 2 last week. So, I mean, it is going up. And remember, Delaware was one of them that was rising last week, and now they're stable. Just because they're stable does not mean the levels have dropped. They just have stopped rising. They're still seeing elevated levels of emergency department visits. Moving on to this day in COVID history, we don't have anything for that today. Let's take a look at a few of our wastewater sites that we've been looking at lately. So we want to see what's being detected in wastewater sites across the country. This is where we go beyond coronavirus and we take a look at other things. Let's do a couple in North Carolina. We'll do 2 in North Carolina. Here's one in Kinston, North Carolina. Coronavirus is actually at really low levels right now. Influenza, none being detected. RSV, none being detected. HMV, there is some of that being detected. Monkeypox, none being detected. And unfortunately, norovirus, if you look here, there is an increase there. But I do want to give a quick disclaimer. I just noticed something here that we clicked on this. This data goes back to May, so this is not updated. Skipping on anything else from that. Let's move over to just west of Greensboro, Winston-Salem area. Have we gotten an update out of here? Yes, we have. As of June 16th, coronavirus is rising in this area. Influenza, none being detected. No RSV problems, no HMV problems. Look at that. No monkeypox being detected in wastewater. And norovirus, it's at low levels right now. Let's continue on here. Let's go out west a little bit, shall we? How about we go out to Idaho? What's happening in Idaho? I am curious. What's going on in the Boise area? Coronavirus is at really low levels at this time. Influenza, no issues there. No RSV issues. No HMV issues. Look at this. No monkeypox detected. And also, no norovirus. At least no major issues, because at this time, norovirus is dropping there. And let's do one more. Why not? Let's come down here to... How about Alaska? Can we do Alaska? Yes, we can do Alaska, if the map is willing to come back. Let's refresh it. There we go. And we can actually do one site up in Alaska. I'm curious, what's going on in Anchorage? Coronavirus, there is some coronavirus being detected. And look at this. This wastewater site just started back in May. Influenza is being detected up in Alaska. Look at that. It's actually going up. RSV, low. HMV is low. Monkeypox not being detected, and there are some levels of norovirus being detected, but it is dropping at this time. Alright, moving on. I want to show you this. This is from Hubbub World. We did the weekly, I used to call it forecast. We'll call it prevalence video from now on. I just want to show you this here. It is showing on the west coast, the southwest U.S., quite a few counties that are in concerning levels, black. That's off the charts. Within a 5-minute walk. Look at this. There's a lot of counties that are really high all of a sudden. That's not good. That means that COVID's out there, and it's out there in concerning numbers. Also, the I-95 corridor from D.C. up to Boston, you do have some concerning areas, with the biggest concerning area being North Jersey and New York City. Influenza-like illness. This is also of concern. A large portion of California is very concerning. A large portion of New Jersey and New York City, Florida, D.C. metro area, Baltimore area, even Chicago area, and parts of Texas. A lot of areas we need to be concerned about that. All right, hospitalizations. 190 people are in the hospital. This is in New Jersey now. 67 out of 70 hospitals are reporting in New Jersey. On a ventilator, 6. In the ICU, there are 19 people in the ICU. All right, taking a look at Philadelphia's numbers for today, moving myself back to my normal right spot. And 700 EMS incidents were reported in Philadelphia on Thursday. Let's take a live look at the suburbs. And we can see here, it's relatively busy in Montgomery County. Oh, and not some good calls either. Respiratory emergency, cardiac emergency, cardiac emergency, cardiac emergency, respiratory emergency. So yes, it's getting concerning when we see it that busy for that many problem calls at this time of the day. You may hear thunder in the background. We are having a thunderstorm here, or are about to. Taking a look at New York State, 321 new cases reported there today. The positivity rate is 4%, and the 7-day average is also 4%. Hospitalizations dropped again today. 467 people in the hospital, 51 people in the ICU. How about New York City? And in New York City, also dropped as well. 194 people in the hospital, just 15 people in the ICU. That's not bad for a state or for a city that has millions and millions of people. Texas did update this week. Their cases were down this week. 3,194 cases, 20 new fatalities, and the hospitalizations are at 498. Let's take a look at some international data, shall we? And taking a look at international numbers here, internationally, cases are down 42%, deaths are down 39%, South Korea is down 54%, deaths are down 72%. United States, yes, we're continuing to drop here in the United States, 35% decrease in cases. Don't look at this death number. This death number is likely wrong. BNO is a much more accurate death number. Australia, cases are down 17%, deaths are down 23%. Brazil, cases are down 17%. Unfortunately, deaths are still up 36%. Though that number's not up as much, a rise is a rise. Mexico, cases are down 25%, and deaths are down 5%. Alright, we do want to take a look at the latest CDC flu numbers, and we can see that there are low levels in New York City. And I should remind you, there are 5 levels here: minimal, low, moderate, high, or very high. Low is actually at the second level on the chart. So New York City is at low levels. Moderate levels in Washington, D.C. That's concerning. Low levels in California. And we still have high levels in Puerto Rico. That is concerning. I don't know why that is still like that. And also note here, it's coming up minimal in Alaska, but you just saw wastewater for Anchorage. There is some influenza being detected, so maybe not everyone is getting tested for it there right now. Finally, I do want to share with you this. I do have a Twitter account. You all know that. And if the best way to follow me when we're not doing updates is follow me at COVID Data Report. But there's something else I want to show you. Today I started something over on my weather channel, and it's called Climate Update. It's going to be the same thing as a pandemic update, but for climate. We'll share the latest climate news, and we'll talk about the weather forecast across the country. Where is there going to be extreme weather? What's expected? Maybe there's going to be a typhoon in the Western Pacific, or maybe the tropics in the Atlantic are heating up. We're going to talk about all that in a new daily climate update series. You can follow my other YouTube channel at Climate Data Report. You can see here I am starting to try and do shorts more often, where I basically talk about the severe weather risk, or maybe there's a tropical update that needs to get out. And right there's the first climate update, and that is going to be a daily video. Whenever I do a pandemic update, chances are I'll be doing one of these videos as well on my other channel. Alrighty, thanks for watching today's pandemic update. We'll have another pandemic update again tomorrow. It'll be at its regular Saturday time, which will be around the noon time frame. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. I will see you all again next time. But until I see you again next time, stay safe, everyone. Have a safe weekend. Make wise decisions. And yes, I have to tell you this. If you're going to any functions this weekend, mask up. See you all again next time. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.